How's it going, everyone? My name is Mulder and welcome back to the GameChron. Today is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, what to build last at your settlement. This will be our third and final video focusing on the settlement and what buildings you should be focusing on building last once you have the right amount of supplies and raw materials. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. Now, the final major building I decided to focus on was the Hunter's Hut. The Hunter's Hut, once you build it, will offer you 3 unique features. The first is that you're going to go on a pretty trippy adventure with one of the hunters as she tries to look for her friend. Also, along the way, you'll be talking to animals and finding a bunch of really bizarre creatures. The second feature is that you'll be able to hunt down legendary animals and turn their bounties in at this location. When hunting down a legendary animal, not only will you get a bunch of experience points once you take this thing down, you'll be able to get materials from its hide, but also you'll be able to collect its head and hang it on your wall inside the longhouse, once you turn it back into the Hunter's Hut. And the third feature is that now you'll be able to do hunter deliveries. These hunter deliveries will reward you by going out of your way on hunting expeditions to where once you collect the right amount of materials for the certain types of kills from animals, you'll be able to unlock brand new items. These items can range from ruins that you can attach to your armor or weapons, rare tattoos, things you can add to your longship, or rare material that you can then use to upgrade your gear. I definitely found this to be a lot more fun to do than doing fishing deliveries, but it's really up to you. The next set of buildings I decided to focus on were buildings that offer me more in my feast buff. These buildings are Cattle Farm, the Grain Farm, the Fowl Farm, everything that really focuses on that you can upgrade these buildings multiple times. Upgrading the Grain Farm, for example, will allow you to have certain plants planted in your area to where you can then collect to add to your rations. These buffs are great, but the cost of upgrading these buildings can be pretty expensive, especially on the raw material side. So be sure that you already have the most important buildings built already that I talked about in my other 2 previous videos before you go out of your way to upgrade these buildings. And then finally, the last buildings you should be focusing on trying to construct are those for characters. Now, some character houses do offer some feast buffs such as increased assassination damage and increased health, but there are going to be some houses that you construct that won't offer you any benefits whatsoever. They're more so treated as a nice little gesture for certain characters that decide to join your settlement once you complete certain missions or side quests. It is fun to build a house for a character and get their reaction once you build a home for them, but all in all, the fact is that you don't really get any benefits for doing so. Some character houses do give you some benefits like I mentioned, but all in all, it's more just a nice little gesture that you can actually skip if you're low on raw materials and supplies. Aside from the Hunter's Hut, the rest of these buildings I just talked about should be dead last on your list to upgrade or even build if you're not really big on raiding. If you're really curious to dive into what type of buildings you should be focusing on first, definitely check out my videos focusing on what to build first in your settlement and what to build next. You'll be able to find those videos directly in my playlist on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But if you do have enough raw materials and supplies to upgrade and build everything in your settlement, you then will be able to get a ton of feast buffs. Once you have enough things upgraded, your feast buffs list can look something like this. You'll have increased range damage available, health, armor, assassination damage, melee damage, and the best part too is that this will only cost you 65 silver to activate this feast. It's a benefit that not only will increase the morale of your crew, but also just give you a ton of buffs, especially if you're about to go into a difficult mission or boss battle. And that's it for our Assassin's Creed Valhalla, what to build last at your settlement. It's been fun doing a 3-video series on the settlement, and I really hope these videos help you out. And if they did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. I have more videos planned for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I also have videos planned for Cyberpunk 2077 the moment that game comes out very soon. So be sure to stick around. And until the next video drops, I'm Mulder, and I'll see you next time in the GameChron.